Welcome to Toy Business Unboxed, your gateway to the secrets of the toy industry. Here, Jason Shea, a toy entrepreneur and expert in the field.
Every product we develop is really inspired by some of the real life experience that we have with our son.
60% of all toys last year were sold on Amazon, which is incredible.
Be passionate about it because it's a road, it's a journey.
Like when you have an idea that you think is like gonna somewhat like change the world, make things better, I'd say go for it.
We'll guide you through the enchanting world of toy design, marketing, and manufacturing. Now let the unboxing begin.
Welcome back to another episode of Toy Business Unboxed podcast. Today, I'm excited to sit down with Bryan and the rest of the family teams that's behind Ghetti Games, a family-owned company on a mission to get people talking, laughing, and connecting in the real world. We'll be discussing the journey of launching their first games and also navigating some challenges in publishing and also their most recent successful Kickstarter launch. So thank you so much, Bryan and Michael and Carson and Angie on joining today's interview.
Thank you, Jason. Appreciate
Thank you for
your time for having us on.
Yeah, thank you.
So first of all, just to be transparent, this is my first time interviewing so many people at the same time. So we'll see how the dynamic go. Hopefully we don't talk over each other too much, but we'll try our best. But first of all, I want to start off with the interview as how did the idea of the first game even came to life?
Yeah. Oh Crud, we've played many games over the years. We would go camping, have family parties, play games. And you're always looking for a new game, right? So we found a few games that we kind of liked certain aspects for or about. And I think we were camping one day and we decided, let's modify this game a little bit and maybe we can release our own game. And anyway, one day we talked about it for several years. And one day I just finally decided, let's just do it. Make a game. Just put our heads down and got everything done that we needed to do. And we released it in November of 2021.
Oh, okay.
So we released it on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's where we sell most of the games.
I see. And from the original idea to actual kind of product in hand, how long does that took you and the team?
Yeah, it was probably several months. Carson, I, and Michael, we all kind of had some input, just adding some different dynamics to the game. But I would say within about 4 months, we pretty much had it all ironed out, artwork-wise and everything. We did our own artwork and just put it together.
How did that go with manufacturing in the U.S.?
Yeah, we manufactured the first games in the U.S. Wanted it to be a made in America game. I was thinking that it would cost a little bit more. People would be willing to spend the extra money to buy a made in America game. The one challenge we had, the entire game was made in America except the dice. I could not find a source in the United States to make the dice. So that was outsourced to China. We had the dice shipped here to the United States. Then they were all put with the rest of the components, and they were actually made in Florida, the first batch.
I see. What is the reason that you couldn't find the dice manufacturer? Is it because of the design of the dice, or is it a very specialized dice?
No, they're very, very simple dice. They're just, your dice are a little bit bigger than your typical small dice. I called around. We didn't have AI back. Just ask Rock who all the dice manufacturers are in the United States. Yeah.
Thanks.
I was just,
but we wanted dice, just good quality plastic dice. But it is what it is. We got it done, and that's how we did it for the first, actually 3 batches of games. So
okay. And when do you transfer into manufacturing overseas?
It was our second batch. We had some problems with the first batch. Let's just say that.
Okay.
One of the cards was misprinted. The manufacturer had to undo all the packages, reprint them, and reinsert. It was just a small mistake, but it turned out to be a big mistake because it was printed on one card in every deck. So anyway, after that, we decided, we started shopping around a little bit. I didn't really want to go to China, but I noticed some of our competitors were using some sources in Poland. So we checked out some of those. We ended up using another manufacturer in Poland, and they did a great job. They really did. They did a fantastic job.
Okay.
So that's what we did the next 2 batches. We're on our 4th batch now, and this one, the 4th batch, which is the deluxe edition.
Okay.
That was made in China. So,
I see.
doing everything we can to hopefully one day make some money. So right now we're just doing it for the fun.
I see. So I have a question specifically for Michael and Carson. When the two of you got involved into the business? Is that from the very beginning? Or?
I would say more so into Catanate. We did a little bit with playtesting and giving input or advice for Oh Crud.
Yeah.
But especially for me, my involvement was definitely Catanate. I mean, if we want to jump into the story with that, we can, or we can wait.
Go ahead, you can share that. Yeah.
So
Wow.
we had just moved at the time, and we didn't have internet for 6 or 8 months. And we were like, man, what are we going to do, past time? We have a bunch of games, right? Let's
Okay.
play some games. And so we were playing games, and then we were thinking, man, we could make our own games, like we just made Oh Crud. We could take a lot of these ideas. And then we had the thought, we had just played like 2 or 3 games, and we're like, man, we can make a really fun combination of these games, right? And so we literally thought, Michael gave me the idea for a game that moves like a labyrinth, and we had just played sequence with lining up tokens in a sequence. And I thought, why not make things that line up while you move the board around, try to make fun combos, fun interaction, right? And that's when we came up with the first idea for Catanate, which wasn't Catanate at the time. It was, we were thinking, a bunch of different other names, different brands or, themes. And our very first playtest was on paper that we cut into squares. And I swear we played with Skittles as the tokens. Our first playtest, we were like,
Yeah.
I don't know if this game's very fun. You try to push it, the paper slides on top of each other. And then we abandoned the idea for a few weeks, but then we came back with cutout cardboard and actual tokens we could put on the cardboard.
Okay.
And that's when we knew, like, we have something here, we need to pursue this.
I see. How about for you, Michael? Do you also got involved early?
Yeah, I would agree. Mostly similar timeline. It was definitely, my dad took the reins on Oh Crud and turned it around, made it into a game. I was going to add, when he was telling his story to it, we have my dad that's colorblind and my sister that's colorblind. So he would put these things together, and then he'd have us check it. Like, does this look okay visually? Like, is this the color that it's supposed to be? But he came up with all the different symbols and stuff so they could be differentiated for everybody, which was kind of cool to see that, he went and just did that, put it all together. We made sure that it all worked as a game cohesively, and I would agree that me and Carson basically just helped play test, make sure everything worked, checked artwork for him. And then Catanate was definitely when we were more involved with
the project. Okay.
Mhm.
Got it. Thank you for sharing. And I always find the family-owned business a very interesting dynamic. Like before the interview, I mentioned, like I also run a business with my sister. I think that has been very productive. I think me and my sister has become closer since we were running the business together as well. Did you also see that in your interaction within your family? Did your family's relationship actually become better, or maybe actually become worse because of all the fighting and all the issues coming from the business? What is your experience, especially from two of you so far, getting involved into the business?
Yes and no. So we're all finding out that we're all kind of stubborn. It is nice that we get to spend time together. Like if we go to conventions and stuff like that, we all get to go and then we can kind of compare notes and see what we learned and didn't learn, or did you guys know this? So that's really nice, is that there's 4 of us to kind of split up the stuff too, but then there's 4 of us. So it's like, okay, who wants to do this? Who wants to do that? Who's going to try this? And it's like, none of us want to do marketing or social media because none of us like that's really important.
Yeah, so I definitely think there's positives and negatives, right? Like all things in life. Positives is we already know each other quite well, and we are learning new things about each other, as well as we all have different inputs on what we like and don't like. The downside is we all have things that we like and don't like, right? Trying to cater to the things that we want in each game and the things that we don't want in each game. Trying to fight for our voice and opinion, I suppose, while also being able to have compromises that come with it. As well as it's nice being able to just casually go into like a workflow, like sitting around dinner talking about work. But at the same time, sometimes that also eats into our own like lives, I suppose, of life becoming work, which in itself is good and bad, good to get things done, bad to not have like your own time, to yourselves as well.
I see. How much are you both in the business full-time now, or is it just part-time helping out the business?
I would like to make it full-time, become my career to get this to where it needs to be.
Yeah, so Both technically, it's more part-time.
Okay, I see,
Mhm.
I see, I see. But do you enjoy the type of work? How do you like the industry so far?
I surprisingly really enjoy this. Like, I think that I have a lot of, I don't know, experience playing games, right? And I'm really enjoying creating my own games, as well as the people in this industry are amazing. Going to Board Game Geek, Gamma, everyone's so friendly, everyone's so welcoming. And I definitely could see myself being a part of that.
I see, I see. Thank you for sharing that.
It's
So,
been awesome to sit down with some people to play test our game and kind of showcase our game or whatever, but everybody's just so friendly and willing to just learn a new game with you, play other games with you, just very friendly, open people. It's been really good.
I see, I see, I see. How about from your perspective, Brian? Do you feel like they are carrying more of the weight now since they joined the business, so you can be more hands off and let the brothers do the work?
Yeah, it's definitely nice to have additional help. There's always plenty to do with when you're running your own business, especially starting a new game. This was our biggest game for sure. Oh Crud was fairly simple compared to this game, this Cat and 8 game, especially with the expansion packs. You know, the base game wasn't too bad, but then the expansion packs, it got a little complicated. But again, I wouldn't have been able to probably pull off the expansion packs without Michael and Carson because
Oh, I
they
see.
were very good about. I mean, there's a lot of different cards that can affect each other, and testing all that, and trying to decide what is the right approach for the various outcomes. So anyway, they've really stepped up their game there, and I think it's been good. You know, it's difficult at times because you're a family. You can't fire anybody. You can't just we're a family. So if things don't go your way, you just
Yeah.
have to accept it, and everybody's got to get along, and we move on to the next things. That's the way it
Yeah.
is.
Well, looking back at your journey of launching the business and getting everyone else involved, what has been some of the biggest challenges that you have faced so far building and scaling the business?
Wow, there's a lot of challenges.
Social media.
Social media.
That's
Yeah.
our biggest challenge.
I see. Okay.
And marketing
one of
along
them.
with that.
One of them.
There's challenges around every corner. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Everything is a challenge, but that's all life is. You know, life is just about solving problems. Running a business is no different. You just solve problem after problem after problem. And sometimes things just are smooth, but then other times they're not. Learning all these new systems, everything we do is a new technology platform, whether it's social media marketing, Facebook, Google, or whatever, or Amazon. If we're selling on Amazon, it's its own little monster. It's its own ginormous monster.
Yeah. Amazon.
And so there's just so much. I don't know everything that I can do on Amazon, and trying to figure out how I am going to do something on Amazon is a whole nother challenge. Luckily with AI, I've found that actually using Grok, just asking Grok, I actually get better tech support from Grok than I do from Amazon. Or
I'm not surprised. The customer support for seller is not good.
Yeah, I mean, item by item. Take step 1, 2, 3, and if that doesn't work, try this, and if that doesn't work, try this.
Yeah, I see. Well, but since we're on the topic of Amazon, I know our team also have the honor of serving your brand on Amazon in the past couple of months, and I think it has been really a joy working together with your team and our team. I just have some question regarding about like your experience with us as well. Like, what were some of the challenges that you were facing with Amazon before you working with Toy Launch and our team?
Well, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of challenges on Amazon. Things happen, you think everything's going fine, and then suddenly they send you a notice that there's a problem, with whatever. It could be anything. We've had our listing completely disappear early on. This was early on. Everything was going fine, and then our listing disappeared. Anyway, just strange things can happen. Nothing drastic has happened lately. But I think one big challenge is the marketing side, because you can spend a lot of money on advertising, whether it's Facebook or any kind of social media, or if you're just advertising on Amazon, you can spend a ton of money. But what actually makes sense, that's the hard thing, is trying to figure out, what am I really making money at the end of the day? I spend X amount of dollars advertising and and we sell games. We do sell games, but how do you manage that so that it's profitable? So that's been one thing that, you've helped us with immensely, is taking over that side of it and using, your expertise and your tools. I think that's been really helpful.
I see. Thank you. And what kind of result have you seen since partnering with Toy Launch and our team so far?
Yeah, I mean, so far it's been good. You're keeping up. You have your numbers that you abide by, and you have to meet, the objectives, or it doesn't make sense. And so far you've been able to manage that. So yeah, kudos to you, for keeping up with all that, because it's really difficult for the average person, or, if you're not doing it all day, every day. And we only have really one product right now on Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can't imagine these people that have multiple products. That's a lot to keep on top of, really.
Maintain. Yeah. And Amazon keep on changing their rule, changing their compliance requirement, lab requirement. That's like just constantly as
Right.
well. Sometimes hard to keep up.
Yeah.
And what would you say to other toys and game brand owner that's listening to our podcast, considering working with us?
Well, I would say if you value your time, it's nice, shifting some of that responsibility off to somebody else who can take over and do it effectively. I would say, if you can focus on creating additional games, creating new good games, and let somebody help, assist with the marketing side. I mean, I think that's extremely helpful.
Thank you so much. And going back to the game, I think a lot of our audience haven't saw your game yet, and I think you have a copy with you. Can you do a quick demo on what is the rule of the games and how it is being played?
Sure. So it's Oh Crud. This is the deluxe edition. The deluxe edition, it's essentially got 2 decks in it. Let me get it open here. All right. You've got, get it up here. You got 2 dice, a number die and a color die. The color die has multiple symbols, and you've got a red deck and a blue deck.
So you can play with a big group or just red or blue for a smaller group.
Right. Yeah. So if you're going to play with, 2 to 6 players, you just take one of the decks. But we made them different colors, even though they're identical decks. We made them different colors so that you could separate them easily if you needed to.
Yeah, we've played in enough games that we know that you don't want to sit and spend your hours sorting out the decks. Their own decks. You can just flash through the colors.
Yeah. And you have your red deck and your blue deck. So now let's say you're playing with 6 people. You basically deal all the cards. You shuffle all the cards. There's actually 6 suits.
Okay, 6 suits. Yeah.
6 suits here, and there's 1 through 9 of each suit.
Then we have different rounds. Whoops. There we go.
Yeah, so there's 6 rounds. So the objective is different with each of the 6 rounds. In essence, it's a trick-taking game. Okay, so you deal all the cards out. Everybody's got their handful of cards like this, and then everybody takes a turn. I play 1 card. If I play the triangles, the black triangles, the next person has to follow suit if they have it, if they don't. So what is Crud? Crud is different for each of the 6 rounds. So the objective is slightly different.
Okay.
So for instance, round 1, Crud is a suit. And so you basically roll the color die. You roll this die here. And let's say it lands on the blue hexagons. So this suit you are trying not to get stuck with.
Trying to avoid. Okay.
Yeah, you're trying to avoid that because they're 10 points each. And so everybody plays their cards. At the end, you count up, how many blue hexagons did I get stuck with? And they're 10 points against you. And then you record it on the score.
Oh, okay.
So the next round, you actually roll the number die, and Crud is a number. So if it's a 4, then you avoid taking 4s. The next round, you roll both dice. And then there's round 4, 5, and 6, where we introduce a power suit, which is essentially a trump suit. And you're avoiding taking the last trick, or you're avoiding taking any trick. And then the last one is like a card stacking round. It's kind of like sequence or
Solitaire.
Kind of like solitaire, or you're trying to be the first one out of cards. Crud is not being the last person out of cards. And then when you're done, person with the lowest score at the end of the game wins. And that is Oh Crud. Mostly a trick-taking game.
I see.
Michael, you want to tell them about Catnate?
So for Catnate, we have 16 tiles that are arranged in a 4x4 grid. On the tiles, there's spaces, token spaces. Yeah, so if you can picture that in a 4x4 grid, it becomes an 8x8 playing area for tokens. And then you'll have cards that match the icons on the tiles. And on your turn, you have the option to play a card and put a token on the corresponding image, or you can play a chaos card. But basically, your goal for the game is you're trying to line up your cats in a row based on where you play them with the cards, or the chaos cards that let you rearrange the board. So we have zoomies that let you push an entire row all the way through. We have Catnado that lets you rotate a tile. And we have Catfight that lets you swap the 2 tokens already on the board.
Okay.
And then we also have 3 expansions. 1 expansion focused on board and token movement and manipulation.
Yeah.
1 expansion, or the second expansion, that's focused on player interaction and combos, things like that. And then the 3rd expansion is focused on rules and strategy. So it
Oh,
changes
okay.
the rules of the game, or it gives you new win conditions and goals that you can have for the game or to win. And then
Yeah.
we love playing with all of them combined for the maximum amount of chaos and strategy, you know? Well, I say us, everyone except for my dad. He
He likes
doesn't
the
like
third
playing with
expansion.
everything together. Yeah, he loves the third
Ah,
expansion. Playing with
I see.
everything combined is kind of chaotic sometimes.
I
It's
see.
a lot of chaos.
Too much variation, maybe. I see. I see. I see. So, and with the new product, that's very interesting. You have 3 different expansion as well. Was that already designed in the initial process, or that was
Uh,
designed later on?
No. So we were actually thinking of different chaos cards that we could have in the game. And we had one idea for a card that wasn't necessarily a board movement card.
Yeah.
And we thought we could include it in the base game, but it might feel like the ugly duckling of the game, right? Like it doesn't really quite fit.
See.
And so we were thinking maybe we just do the 3 original base game chaos cards. And then as we were thinking of new card ideas, we thought, man, we can do one expansion that could be really cool. But as
Yeah.
we were thinking of the one expansion, it kind of seems split down the middle on half of the cards want to do board movement and half of the cards want to do not board movement.
Okay.
So then I had the idea of doing 2 different expansions, one for board movement, and we created new cards to go along with that, and then one for the play interaction and combo, and make new cards for that.
I
And then
see.
eventually, Michael and my dad also had the idea of doing the 3rd expansion that's more of a modifier to the game
Yeah.
and not necessarily the chaos cards of the game.
Yeah. I see. I
Yeah.
see. How is the customer reaction to the game and the expansion so far on Kickstarter and maybe at the show if you bring it to any show yet?
Yeah, so definitely at the shows, we were honestly surprised by how many people wanted more chaos, especially with the expansions. We've play tested just the base game, and their reactions is basically that we love your game concept and what you do that's unique and different, and we want more of that uniqueness and difference. And we thought, that makes sense. So that's why we also included the 3 expansions to double down on our unique take on the game and genre.
I see. Got it.
And then it's been interesting to see how many people come and sit down and would be willing to play test with us. And they're looking at the game and we explain the rules and they're like, oh, this is a fairly simple, basic game. But then you get them playing and you start moving stuff around and then you can just see their mind kind of start thinking through some of these moves. I'm like, I have to really think about how I'm going to line up all these cats to try to win or get most points. And it's been fun just to see how that develops in people's minds.
So remind me, how does the point work in this new game? So how do you get the most amount of point in the game?
So there's 2 ways to win. Well, at least without the 3rd expansion. The 2 ways to win is you either get 8 tokens in a row and you instantly win the game.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's whoever has the most points at the end of the game.
At the end. Okay.
And just getting 3 or more in a row gives you points. But having combos of maybe you have 2 or 3 or 4 lines that intersect,
Yeah.
you get points for each of those, or you can get points for each of those. But yeah, it's really just a simple concept with a really fun strategic learning curve of the more effort you put into the game, the more it rewards you, if that makes sense.
I see. Got it. And how long does this game took you and the team to develop this time? Was it faster the second time around?
Too long. Too long.
Too long. Yeah.
2 years too long.
Yeah, the base game took a while. The hardest part with that was the actual tiles, because the game concept, we thought we had it done. We actually made these tiles out of wood originally.
And they were beautiful.
They were beautiful. I would have loved to have made them out of wood. But then when you put the tokens on and you go to rotate a tile or move a tile, all the tokens would fall off. It's UV printed on the plastic, but you can put the tokens on here and they're not going to fall off. So this is a plastic version. This is the deluxe edition. We've got a standard edition that is made with dual layer gray board, punch board, and which also keeps them in place. That's what took the longest time, is to figure out how we were going to do that. And you can see that we have little finger holes. To pick them up, because you have to pick them up and rotate them or slide them or whatever. Tile design was probably just coming up with different ideas, testing the ideas, having prototypes made, testing again, over and over and over and over. We literally have a whole table full of prototypes, literally all kinds of variations. And that's what we ended up with.
Which is something that we learned, like a lot of people who do Kickstarters have the basic game down, And then after they get the money, then they start, okay, let's look for someone to manufacture it, or let's look for the components. And we play games and we like durable stuff. We want something well made. We don't want stuff falling off. We want cards that we can shuffle and tokens that are nice and thick and durable. And so that's our downfall is
we try to make the best possible game we can, but
we know what we want.
but it costs,
Pay the price for it.
Yeah. Well, but it's quality, right? So that's also important in the long run as you're designing and building more games down the road. So
Definitely.
And how will you say the role as a community play in the mission and the growth? Do you do a lot of the community engagement event? Is there any tournament using some of the games as well that you're thinking about hosting?
there's no tournaments yet. So that's a great idea. We do want to travel the country and set up little game events, in game stores, etc.
Okay.
And, I think that's a good way. There's so many games out there.
Yeah.
Literally, I've played many games that I just learned about for the first time. And you go to play the game, you look at the copyright, and it's been out for 13 or 15 years. That's the first time I ever heard about it. It really is. It's just kind of a chance thing. Somebody plays it at someone else, at a party or whatever. And anyway. Just the way it works, I guess.
So if we did travel and teach other people games, it's not just our games. We want to teach them other games too, other people's games. Because a lot of it for me is intimidating if I don't know how to play, or if, like I want to join, I want to learn how, but sometimes the rules are not. Yeah, Carson did a whole class on that. He's our rule book writer, and the way people interpret what they want and what you read, and
I think
Expectations.
rule books are a
part.
whole new world.
Yeah, because sometimes that's where you can really trip people up because we manage so many different products to our companies on Amazon. A common negative review people will leave is like the rule is very confusing. I couldn't understand how to play. Then 1-star review. Even so, you might have the best game, but because the rule wasn't written correctly, you still get kind of a blame for it. So that's definitely a very important component.
It's a difficult thing. You got to be clear and concise, but short.
Yeah. People also don't have a lot of patience to read very long rule books.
It's definitely easiest to explain a game in person, but even that has its challenges.
Yeah. Well, the next best thing is the video. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
I see.
Or videos for any product.
Yeah.
For sure. So my next question is looking down in the future, what is the 1 year, 3 year, 5 year plan for the brand and the companies? Are we launching more product? Like how aggressive are we launching more product? What was the vision that you are seeing with you and the rest of the team here?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely want to launch more products. I think the more products you have, the easier it is to stay alive as a game business because, certain games, I mean, they fluctuate. Just surviving on one game like Oh Crud is really not practical. It's not the only thing we do. So adding additional games, I think building a catalog of games is the smart thing to do just to make it easier. So you don't have to sell as many of each unit to be successful.
For sure. So as well, kind of wrapping up today's interview here, if you had to just share one piece of advice with someone that's just getting started within the toys and game industry, what would that be? Maybe one from each of the person so we can see all the different perspectives. That'd be great. Brian, you want to start first?
Wow. Yeah. I mean, a piece of advice, learn social media marketing as much as you can, learn as much as you can, I suppose, because I think social media marketing is really one of the big keys to success. And I've never been a huge social media person in general. With any business, you have to be. Learn as much about social media marketing as you can.
That's a good piece of advice because game at the end of the day is a social game. You need to get you need to get more player. There's some solo game out there, but most of the game is social.
I would say there's always someone that can help you, like going to Gamma, reaching out, like, you and your company, there's always people that are willing to help you or give advice or just to lend a hand. I think you just have to be willing to ask for help.
Okay, that's a very good piece of advice as well.
Mine was going to be right on the similar lines. It's just build connections.
The connection.
The amount of people that we met that were willing to give us contacts for different people that they knew on where they could make a game, people they knew of creating games or anything that we needed. Just matter of finding the right people that fit for you and making those connections.
For sure. Yeah. How about you, Carson?
I would definitely say take inspiration from wherever inspiration finds itself. You know, if you play games, play other games, find inspiration of what other people find fun or unique ideas they have. If you're an artist making sculptures, perhaps look at other people's techniques on making sculptures, you know. Wherever inspiration strikes you, harness that as well as you can.
I see. I think everyone have a very good piece of advice. And for our audience that would love to learn more about the companies, where is the best for people to find more about the business and the product online?
Just GhettiGames.com. It's GHETTI. We'll be updating our website with additional information with Cat and Nate as we're getting closer to actually being able to sell it.
We do that.
Yeah. GhettiGames.com. I'm not sure if it shows up.
Okay.
Anyway,
We'll make sure we put that in the
GhettiGames.com.
show notes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Yes.
And thank you so much for everyone's time, and thank you for having the entire team on the show to share your wisdom, the knowledge, the journey, and also the lesson learned. So really, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Good talking with you.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you. And thank you for our audience for tuning into this episode of Toy Business Unboxed podcast. I hope today's conversation give you some practical insight and fresh inspiration for growing your own toys or game brands. This podcast is proudly brought to you by Toy Launch, a leading marketing and growth partner for toys and game companies. At Toy Launch, we help brands scale on Amazon and beyond through full service account management, advertising, SEO, creative, catalog optimization, influencer marketing, and more. If you are looking for a proven team that understands both the toys and game industry and the e-commerce digital marketing space, we are here to help. If you'd like to have a personal breakdown of your opportunity and your next best step, you can schedule a free consultation session with us. Just visit toy-launch.com/schedule to schedule a free consultation session with us. If you want to connect with other toys and game founders, join our free community, Toys and Game Launchpad, on Facebook. You can search for us on Facebook, or you can visit toy-launch.com/group to find our Facebook group. For more resource, updates, and industry insight, visit us anytime at toy-launch.com. Until next time, keep innovating, keep creating, keep bringing joys to toys. This is Jason Shea, signing off on the Toy Business Unboxed podcast. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.